teams, Doug, that were in some issues.
He's actually very similar to the man I played for down the road for Norman and Stillwater, Oklahoma State. He's DJ Khaled. All he does is win.
Very nice. Oklahoma in white and the Bison of North Dakota State in green. That's Cameron Clark, the senior.
He's so big, he is like a roadblock.
CollegeInsider.com puts out their mid-major top 25 poll as Oklahoma. Five-point game with under 17 minutes left. Clark fights his way middle and hits the nifty turnaround floater.
And has a mismatch. So we speed him, going to him at the block. Whereas Cameron Clark has done a lot of his work this year out here where he has the ball now.
Clark going glass over the. This is a West Regional matchup. 12-seeded North Dakota State up as many as 8 late in the first half. Sooners' biggest lead, only 3. That was even earlier. Cameron Clark with a big shot for the Bison. Taylor Braun, their leading scorer, has struggled today, and Alexander has picked up the slack with 19.
Too many layups given up by the Sooners.
Clark, 1-point game. Now look at the field goal percentage discrepancy first half to the second half. Oklahoma's gotten stronger, although well below their season pace. And the Bison's offense has gone south.
That same play they're running for Cameron Clark.
Oh, Clark, head fake, boom! And it couldn't put it in. Cousins. Clark, that's a 3 for the Sooners. We're tied at.
State gets new life. Now I'm going to tell you this, in a game of matchups, San Diego State pulls it out. They are a bad matchup for the Aztecs.
8 straight points to put the game away. Clark, final desperation shot. That's a 3.
Terrific sizzling start for the Bears.
Just a terrific start for Baylor. Look at Baylor's defense extending out beyond the three-point line. A big high release, and it is gorgeous coming out of his hands.
The Bears with the biggest lead of the game. Cameron Clark answers at the other end. Really good, and so too is Isaiah Austin. He's dominating inside.
Well, he is looking over his right shoulder to see where the double team is coming from, and then turns away from it over his left shoulder.
Cameron Clark with a Holly, thanks so much for the update. You're being modest when you say the story broke, because you were the one that broke the story, and thanks so much for that update. And he is having a whale of a game. Isaiah Austin with 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 block shots.
Listen, I don't care. It's remarkable. I never get tired of that story.
Austin not able to hit that three-pointer, and here comes Clark the other way. Jams it home, and a big 2.
Isaiah Austin, one of the rare times he's made the wrong decision, turned into the defensive player and still made a tough shot.
Back to a 14-point advantage. Much needed 3 from the corner. Basketball, the perfect time for Baylor. Back in their zone. When you say this looks like a 1-3-1, but really isn't, as Cameron.
He didn't float. He peeled off to the left so that he wouldn't charge.
Spangler gives it up. Clark another 3. That's his 3rd. That was a big win for West Virginia today. And you know what? They're still in the conversation for an NCAA bid.
Yeah, they could play their way onto the bubble. I don't think they're on the bubble yet, but this is a huge win for them, and I think they would need to.
The convention center in downtown Fort Worth.
Yeah, and I think that's an exciting time for TCU basketball. Anytime you start fresh, the exact same play.
Oh, my.
Slow closeout. And you just have to have a willingness to sacrifice yourself on the defensive end, and I'm not seeing that from TCU.
2-pointer by Clyde Reel and missed.
And really, to the credit, we said this before with Oklahoma, or with TCU is.
Some of the reason that OU has taken so many threes is predicated by the fact that TCU has been in a zone pretty much the whole game. That's a two, just ice cold down. Clark flashes in. He'll find.
Gets the rebound, puts it up off the glass. Nothing to show for it. The rebound plucked by Cameron Clark.
It's too easy with the early, Clay. That's exactly what you want when you go on the road. 2 shots at the basket. West Virginia couldn't get them to fall.
Oklahoma, great position to claim that 2 seed for the Big 12 tournament. The tiebreaker on Iowa State and Texas. And they're on the early lead. Oklahoma team, 82 points per game. Another rebound for Spangler.
You know, you see this West Virginia team playing zone. A lot of people would say, don't zone a really good shooting. In zone, you don't have a man that you're matched to who you automatically block out. You have to go find a body. West Virginia not getting that done right now.
Cousins. Goes down from Cameron Clark. Boy, he's from the field, but since then they've pulled way down, 3 of 13, including that dunk. So they've not been hitting their shots. Hornbeak out to Clark. See what he does here. That'll do it.
Much better shot.
No, it's been a rough year for TCU.
Never a gimme on the road in conference play, and at the last game of the season, you have to be ready to play against a TCU team. There's been offensive rebound, kick out for the 3, second chance points for West Virginia. They are not going to go away.
Clark leans in, got it, and Noreen is just fouled out. All day to shoot. Clark missed it, but there's Cousins for the ball. They can afford to be patient now here with 5 minutes to go. Well, they're not going to hit 82 points tonight. We know that. I didn't think anyways. Clark now makes his move. Oh, has power on the baseline. A different story this time around.
Huge difference.
Figure lead for Oklahoma, under 4 minutes to go. Cousins forcing his way in for a closer look and got it.
I would say these 2 teams are the biggest surprise teams in the Big 12 this year.
You know, and they both came out of the gate pretty quick. It wasn't that you didn't think that they would improve, because 2 coaches that have a history of knowing how to teach and teach the game properly, but Oklahoma and Texas, really since December on, have played impressively. He was not taken.
And there's another rebound for Spangler. Here comes Clark. Back to Clark. Wow! Were there defensively. And another bunny missed by Texas.
And right here, obviously you don't want to put on the brakes if you're Oklahoma, but no reason to take quick shots. 15-point lead. 6:45 left.
Clark.
Away from the basket. Spangler, a pick and pop guy at times.
Clark again. There it is.
Outstanding shooting team. Cameron Clark in the mid-range.
Can find some shooters. Frank Booker, the freshman, #1, also out on the floor. Catch and shoot and knock it down that time, Cameron Clark.
Well, that first game they played, Cameron Clark.
Here's Wiggins again. Deep 3, not this time, and a rebound battle. It is won by Hornbeck. Hornbeck tried to get a transition basket. Jayhawks got back, but over in the corner, it's Clark again, and now he's got 6.
Not set in their half-court defense. Clark got all the way to the rim.
Clark, good shooter. Under pressure, nails from, I believe it was over there, and there was also a pushing foul on him. knocks it down on the J on the inbounds pass. Cameron Clark, who's been
Oklahoma State.
yes, sir.
Yep.
Good. I knew you'd know
Yep.
that.
In the Meadowlands.
30 seconds to go. And the 3 ball is knocked down by Clark.
With 14 rebounds, but at the end it was Kansas State outscoring Oklahoma 16 to
going, but he shot a fade 3 to the corner. Rather see him get something going to the basket in a game when you're down 19.
Foster now 1 of 6 in this game. When you're down this big at the half, Coach, do you really try to dissect the game and let's play 4 minutes at a time here as Clark gets to
practice? Said that, we really spent the week just trying to get a little bit better defensively, a little bit more physical, a little bit better with our rotations, a little bit better fundamentally with our hands and our talk. And we're seeing that today.
Poked away. Booker heads up play to keep it alive. And then from the short corner, pointer of the year.
I think the key to that one was it went inside first, and Gibson was able to throw it out to Johnson, spotted up and stepping into it with rhythm and balance.
Another good look. Don't look now, but it's a 12-point game.
Kansas State's been solid so far. No fouls this late in the shot clock. Force a tough shot.
Clark pulls up. 2-pointer goes.
I watched him in practice last year, and I said to the coaches, I think that kid could help you a little bit.
But not a bad looking stroke at the line.
Oh, that's good defense right there.
Sager does a nice job off the top of the back. Cowboys here at home up by 4. They've dropped 5 straight, playing without Marcus Smart for the 2nd straight game. Clark a 3.
Well, how about just
Easily. I mean, one thing Texas Tech does well is they stick in games and they stay close throughout. They just have to find a way to get over the hump against some of these better Big 12 basketball teams.
Spangler gets an offensive rebound, his 81st of the year, and creates a foul. Tech went to a zone. They were working on it today at shoot-around. And they give Cam Clark a wide-open 3 on an inbounds play.
Or in the Big 12 in scoring.
An athletic Jordan Tolbert, a junior out of Fort Worth, who's only had 2 of his last 8 in double figures. Look out. Again, Tech is just 1-6 on the road this year. They won at TCU. They only had 1 road win last year, and that was at TCU. So this is a big night for them if they could pull this off.
And you're seeing Dusty Hand is putting a little escort pressure, and really all they're trying to do is slow down one of the quicker shooting teams in the Big 12, really in the country, not allow them to get that quick pace.
Cam Clark, it's his night, man. That's it. Shoots threes. They're last in the league in 3-point percentage, and Gocher knocks one down.
Not only that, but they've really been struggling from distance the last 4 to bounce, get to the paint. Whenever you have a player that can get into the painted area, you're going to be in basketball games because you can score or you can create for yourselves, particularly with these new rules.
Clark, mid-range. He's
Not make a basket, and he was frustrated. Then he saw one go in and another one go in. He said, she's back. She meaning his jump shot. Cannot give him daylight.
He's got a very close relationship with that jump shot.
As all great shooters do. They have a name for their shot.
Isaiah Cousins. There's Cameron Clark in the middle of that zone in attack mode, and it'll spin down.
I like that from Oklahoma. I know they shoot it very well
Today, he had to have dental surgery on Thursday when they got back for their trip against West Virginia. Got knocked in the mouth. 2 teeth were knocked loose. Cameron Clark from the baseline. Oklahoma really hoping to get him going.
That's good offense. Dunked on the other end.
4-point lead for the Sooners.
Delon Hornbeek in for Oklahoma. Now Scott Drew has lifted his forwards in the zone, so now the corners will be open. Clark from that corner, three. That's the problem you have against a team that shoots things. A little concerning to me. We're all fatigued right now this time of the year, but this is a tough veteran Oklahoma team. Although they start 4 sophomores, I think they have a great deal of maturity about them. But to handle that and come home with no practice and be this fresh and this quick, very impressive.
Huge new threes. Their school record 17 in a single game as the Sooners inbound the ball, and they have it first. Cameron Clark with the jumper. Why not pick up where they left off?
And now 17 of the 20 paint and get as deep as you can and fight for your spot.
Corey Jefferson, the senior, good shot blocker, has had an excellent Baylor career. Cousins picked up the dribble. Clark trying to post up against the bigger Corey Jefferson. Ryan Spangler was almost invisible in the first half. Very unusual for him. Clark over top Jefferson, rattles down. That's the 12-3 for the Sooners.
And Spangler, who's an 83% free throw shooter himself, as they're big. So that's 5 good free throw shooters on the floor, a lot of minutes.
Bad pass. Clark with the steal. And it looks like Baylor is going to go quietly in this one in the final 2.5 minutes. And the Bears are running out of chances. At the beginning of conference play, Baylor was in the top 10 in the country. They'd beaten Kentucky, Colorado, Dayton, and challenged Syracuse right down to the end in the non-conference schedule. Clark hits the wall, too.
This guy, every single night, produces a double-double in Big 12 play.
There's Cameron Clark. Cameron Clark, second.
Right now, Clay, but keep in mind this Oklahoma team dangerous from the three-point line. No lead is safe against them. They're a couple quick triggers away from a one-point game.
They shoot 38% from out there as a team. Boy, good move by Clark. 3 for Henderson. That time he comes up empty. Oh, good pass from Woodard to Clark.
Guys playing a little friendly post basketball myself, Clay. Probably moved him with the swim stroke.
Now there's the blocking.
They really turned the tide after Iowa State had made another comeback on the Jayhawks.
Well, I happened to catch the Iowa State radio version of it, and not that they were biased, but they disagreed with the call.
Here's a 3 from Cameron. It stays a 1-point lead for the Cyclones. Under a minute to go. Woodard. Clark from the right elbow scoring.
There is a better gamer than George Niang. I have not seen him.
A new career high, 27 points for Niang. Reverse and look.
So with 9:27 to go in the first half, Nash and Smart are on the Cowboy bench. And one, a beautiful move by Cameron.
Travis Ford will talk to his team about that. Be very happy. Little 1-3-1 3-quarter court.
Down 5.
Now back to the zone. That's the lob.
Got it. Clark finishes. Marcus driving, open floor, floater not there. Spangler rotates back for the rebound.
Well, Smart was fortunate there, Brent.
Clark for the driver at the up.
Oklahoma basically has a 4-guard lineup with Spangler doing all the dirty work on the inside.
Cousins miss, rebounded by Heel, back to Cousins, who had a really tough game here in this building in Oklahoma's win last year. But Clark has Oklahoma, Frank Booker, #1. Tolbert, that is not his game.
And it's not his game, and it's part of his game that Coach Smith is trying to get him to really take out, because he's a big and he's establish his game first in the paint, then you move location, and took one too many.
Well, I like the way you put that. Liberal with his step allocation. Crockett wasn't reading the defense. Woodard, he's thrilled to be home. Turner.
And again, Brad, that's not a good shot. You saw the ball did not touch anybody else's hand but Turner. And when that happens, that's when you get that me kind of basketball from your team.
Cameron over. And finally, Jake Crockett is on the board. Maybe that will be a good omen for Tech.
One thing about Jay Crockett, if you look in transition, he's one of the best in the country, averaging 1.75 points per play. That's 16th in the nation, #1 in the Big 12. So they have to get him in the open court more to be successful.
Clark.
Cameron Clark.
Make sure that he stays within himself. And there you see Turner back in the game. The point guard with a long spell on the bench while Anwusar ran the point and got him back in the game. So a 6-point game for OU.
Looks like Tech is in a matchup sort of a zone right now.
And Clark shoots over it and scores.
That's the exact same play that
exceeded expectations. And Lon doesn't like to talk about exceeding. Oh, inbounds play to Clark. Great inbounds play, and they drew a foul. Another big miss there as it's an 8-point game.
See, right now, though, Tech cannot afford to just exchange baskets back and forth. They have to make some defensive stops.
That's a huge basket for Cameron Clark.
When a bad shot's taken on one end, how often that leads to a good shot on the other end. Nice knockdown by Anderson.
That's his second three for Kean Anderson. Answering back with her
knockdown shots like that one.
Teams to a pretty good start from three. TCU 3 of 5. Oklahoma 4 of 6. Here's Clark. He's going to try triple again. Right on the mark. Price had it stripped away from behind by Cousins. Clark left alone. He'll take it. You bet. Much team for the Sooners. There's that pressure again. Turnover. Clark will go up and score.
Fields 3 off the mark, but tracked down by Cousins.
Oklahoma makes more threes than anybody in the Big 12.
Averaging just under 10 a game in conference. Texas coach. Yeah. Apologies to him.
16th year at Texas. 14 straight NCAAs, and he's got a very good team this year.
Shot there by Cam Clark.
There's that split again.
Cherry up and under move wouldn't go. Cousins the board. From the corner, Clark buries a 3. Cameron Clark
doesn't play with the flair that Pierre Jackson did, but very, very effective.
Clark a 2. And Oklahoma ties it up.
That's his wheelhouse. Jordan has been a revelation for the Sooners this season. Now if you're Oklahoma versus that zone, use the clock, but get a great look. They've had good success, John, from the paint out.
Clark, soft touch inside.
See what Clark did? He flashed from the baseline right into the
years. They're supposed to be the guys that are coming off a Big 12 title. They look much more relaxed tonight.
No Rodney Magruder, no Angel Rodriguez. Spangler almost traveled, gets it back from Cousins.
Look at the rotation by Will Spradling, always in the right position on the help side. And there, Cameron Clark.
5 steals, and there's Melvin Edgem, the Cyclones' leading scorer, with the first basket of the game.
Well, the pace of the game really doesn't bother Iowa State. They can play half court, they can play in transition, they'll shoot threes. That's why they're so good and so difficult to play against.
Cameron Clark, the Big 12's leading scorer. Long the lob for Hogue, catches in traffic. And it comes to Cameron Clark. 2-on-2. Clark all the way. And one. Kane with the body control.
He wanted the foul. And gave Keith Kimball a little look.
And Clark from straight. Thomas wasn't ready for the pass. 3-on-1 for Oklahoma. Healed the ball.
Young point guard. Nice move on the break. Wayne Selden with the first bucket of the game.
And a very good start for Kansas to get out in transition. Early in the season, a really good transition team that has fallen off of late.
Cameron Clark with the quick shot, and he Big 12 championship.
Really amazing what Bill Self has done, not just at Kansas, but throughout his coaching career. 17 years. He's won 13 conference championships in 17 years. Really amazing.
Clark from that elbow area hits another one.
Than you are taking a perimeter shot or any other shot on the floor. But it also puts the other team in foul trouble, and it changes the way they defend the closer they get to the 1-and-1.
Both teams will be in the bonus from here on out. The final nearly 8 minutes of this half. Cameron Clark, the crossover move.
Kansas is just waltzing to the rim without anybody really able to stay in front or help side coming over. Baseball player, too. Great baseball player. Kansas State. I think always thought that baseball would be his sport.
We were talking with some of the Jayhawks. That's a whistle. And count the basket with the foul.
Gun.
A little flashback for Coach Self, who was a tremendous all-around athlete.
And clearly he wouldn't pay the blackmail we asked for to not show those pictures.
I know we tried. Bank shot for Cameron, and that leads to the turnover.
And that's where we're talking about strength, having that low base where, you know, he's being guarded by Cameron Clark, and Clark's, 6'7". He shouldn't be able to guard Embiid in there.
Clark trying to make his move. Embiid played good defense, and Clark hit the
position that deep, and he's going to score or get fouled. You can't let a guy catch it with a foot or 2 feet in the paint. That's what you call getting buried.
Plays over by the time he catches it, basically.
Yeah, I mean, what you really want to do as a post guy is post deep enough where you don't have to use a post move.
Look at that move from Clark with the foul. Tharp down the lane, back to Selden, wide open. No good. Fight for the rebound. It's Hield who comes away with it. Sooners want to run. The Jayhawks did manage to get organized and back on defense.
Now, that wasn't a bad shot by Selden, but you want to think that Kansas should go inside there. They're on the road. You need a scorer in that position.
Clark is really feeling it. Cameron Clark.
When they get the ball inside, Oklahoma continuing to double. You just have to make good decisions against that double.
Time is not the ally of Oklahoma now, so wasted possessions are going to be costly. Clark just inside the three-point line.
Defense that time by Oklahoma, and they're a versatile team with a lot of component parts, so they can switch a lot of the high screens and not have trouble with it.
Nice move by Clark.
Their defense right there. They've gone. This is the first time they've gone 1-3-1 zone and pushed it out. I really like that defense for the Sooners. They did a nice job against the Aggies of Texas against that.
Applebee's runner was rebounded by Ryan Spangler. 4 minutes in, Sooners by 4. Right block. Clark. He got Reiser off the floor. Kaiser.
Court defenses, and they're going to force you to make some plays out there. The Sooners have handled it pretty nice so far. The turnover advantage goes to the Sooners at this particular point.
Buddy Hield, and there's Clark trying to post up against Kenneth Smith, their point guard.
And Hornbeck was out there working out pretty good. I thought he ran without any limp or anything. He's just got to work it and get it ready.
Cameron Clark keeping his dribble, a real key against that press. And then he just throws in the Clark the rebound. Oklahoma just trying to break back on top and get something going. Clark, he will finish.
The Sooners needed that one.
Oklahoma by 5. Spangler's back in.
Cousins is back in for Woodard.
He takes it right at the press. Finds Booker, who finds Buddy Hield. He will find Cameron Clark. He'll find the glass. How about that? They have shot 19 more threes than OU has tonight. And they've made 6 more. Cameron Clark in there. Yes! On a foul. It's Woodard. They were going to let him go ahead and shoot a layup. He'll shoot the 3. It is short. They got to step out and knock one down. Yes! Oh, my gosh! Clark. Here's Buddy. Backing in. Overshoots it. Clark. Great rebound.
Of
the 10 players as guards. Now, a couple of those guys, long-ranged athletic players, but not a lot of those beefeaters on the low blocks. And Cameron Clark.
Look at these numbers and what could he glean from it. I'd have liked to have heard Tim Welsh answer that question. He was real quiet during that.
That it was humbling and very unexpected, but that it makes him really want to work harder so that maybe he can win it again. I also asked him what he took away from that Tulsa game, and he said that it really showed him how important it is for him to stay in attack mode. When he does that, it opens things up for his teammates, and that's going to be big for this team down the stretch. But some big-time recognition for the Sooners freshman point guard.
Up his first shot. Off the back iron, uncontested. Cam Clark rebound. Here's Woodard. Leaves it for Cam. 3-ball. Switch. Left side, Jamel Outler way short. Rebound Cousins. 3-on-3. Sooners have a couple of close-by trailers, though. Cameron Clark checked his feet. Knocks in a bit lately. His teammates have been doing some damage. Spangler with a good, tough rebound. His third of the game. Clark for 3. Cameron 3. Getting in deep, and it wouldn't go for Lonnie McClanahan. Good rebounding by OU. Hard work for DJ Bennett. Cousins to the wing. Deflects to Booker. Woodard now from Clark. Woodard drew a couple of defenders, so Clark had some room to work and roll. And the shot wouldn't go. I think a good job of adjusting that shot by Ryan Spangler right there at the end. Cousins has the trailer. Cam Clark dribbles into the deuce. Gets the rolls out. Offensive rebound. Tried to throw it back up in while he was going down. Brandon Edwards. Here's Woodard. Turnaround. Cameron Clark and one. Off the emotion of beating your brother, coming off all his family being at the game. And there may be a little bit of an emotional letdown for him tonight scoring, although he's still distributing the ball great. Spangler for Booker. He got 2 Mavericks off the floor. Cameron Clark wide open because Frank Booker just had 2 shot fakes without letting one go. And Coach loves the way that kid launches the shot. That time he got 2 UTA players off the floor. Cameron Clark. Look out. Buddy Hield just able to grab it. Cameron Clark rolls it by still being in the game, but he's coming. He hit a couple shots. Scott Cross liked what he saw. He's giving him a shot to play a little bit. Cam Clark in trouble. Barely missing, stepping on the line, Woodard. Sooners just out of sorts. Finally get it into the attacking zone. There's Cousins. Woodard, left corner. Cameron Clark. So the Sooners by 1. Double. Evans open for 3. OU gambled with 2 men down on the baseline. And Spangler averaging 9 rebounds. Pulls that one in. Buddy Hield, left side. Cameron Clark. For teammates up the floor already. Reverse dribble to the right side. Cam is active so far. Let the chips fall where they may.
Exactly, and what a nice play there by the Sooners.
Here's Woodard, Jordan that is, the OU version.
I can see where he'd be a great first baseman, man. I mean, he could stretch a long way out there to make those close calls.
Baseline left, Cameron Clark draws double team action. Woodard took the pass, looked up at the shot clock, and right now it shows 12.
Well, the Hurricane has certainly slowed the Sooners down with the zone defense. Happened, the ball goes inside, sucks the defense in. The postman kicked it out, Swelling, and he's knocking down threes like crazy. But Golden Hurricane shooting better from 3 than they are from 2. Now they're back zone.
Cam Clark, a little turnaround from the left elbow.
It is very deep. 5 players averaging in double figures. They are very quick, and they try to beat you to the basket. They're not looking to work the shot clock. And there's the guy who's going to try to reach. Another follow won't go. So Mason having trouble. Lid is on early. And again, here's Oklahoma. They like to get down. Cam Clark hits another. And ahead, there's a 3. Too strong. Battling inside. Strong rebound. Up goes Clark. 9th turnover for Mason. 12-point advantage. Cam Clark, pass Jenkins, off the glass. Flying down the court is Brian Allen. That ball rejected. And here's Oklahoma. Cam Clark out in front and in for the jam. And Moore battling Clark, and it won't fall. Cousins with the follow won't fall. Clark with the follow gets the tip to field. Woodard in the next 10 minutes is going to get a lot of experience. He's going to face a trap every time Mason scores. Kruger's going to need to get him some help. There's help. They play all summer. They eat McDonald's 3 times a day, and that's when they play their best basketball. So why do we worry about it? Oh, wow. Nice pass. Brian Allen. The other reason is because they're going to be closer games later in the year where you can need your pressure defense. And they have been pretty good at it. Nice job by Cousins to break the press. To Cam Clark for the win.
Jake Kohler trying to get it to his big. Buddy Hield right through traffic. And the follow for Cameron Clark the other end.
No Sooners turning it over right now.
Here's Jordan in traffic again. Back iron. Spangler outlets. Buddy Hield. He's got Cam Clark. Look out here. Yes, sir.
Terrific at advancing the basketball in transition with the pass.
Spangler looking there for Hield. Instead, here's Clark, and he shoots the jumper. Another sophomore out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, Union High School, so he's back in his home state as well. Clark, right back at the other.
With the seal and the block off right there for Mercer.
Thomas's 3 is long. Cousins boarding. He comes out with it. There's his eye on Hornbeak here on the near side. Turning, shooting. Clark got it.
Good offense right there. When you are struggling from the perimeter, even if you're getting decent looks, you have to go back to basics. Good ball movement. Get to the ball, the heart of the defense, either off the bounce or through touches in the interior. There's another one. See the difference right there? Mark doesn't bring the ball down low, keeps it high, doesn't invite those rug rats to get their hands on that. Much improved possession right there.
Clark raises and scores. Just like that, up to a 20-point lead and a 3 off the mark from Gollum. We were talking about him needing to shoot more shots, but that one way off the mark.
He was hesitant right there. There was a gap to get a closer look. And he found spots in the middle of that zone where there were opportunities and had a lot of 16, 18 footers, and he converted. And that's why he took advantage. He had those 30.
He had 5 attempts a game. He would be one of the top field goal percentage guys in the entire Big 12. Eisler knocks down another 3. Cameron Clark underneath. Jose giving it to the officials as Woodard counters. Rolls out. Spangler with another rebound. An open look for Cam Clark. 3% on the year. Maybe Will Neighbors just working off that Cracker Barrel from last night. Cousins nearly got himself into no man's land, and it's Smith that he got his hand on top of the dribble. Smith gallops down the lane. Missed it, and there's another rebound for Spangler. Sooners have numbers. Buddy Hield, Cameron Clark, double clutch in corner. All of a sudden, this is a 12-point game. Cam Clark answers. Johnny Moore. Some of the Tulsa folks will remember the Fast Breakers. USBL team. CBA team. CBA team. Along with the Oklahoma City Cavalry. Cousins. Cam Clark rises these next couple of offensive trips. Well, I think what they're talking about is UALR coming out in a zone, getting the ball to the middle, or a backdoor lob to Cam. Trojans hanging around. 15-point Sooner margin. Josh having a nice little dialogue. Josh Higgins, number 3, with the sideline fans here at Lloyd Noble Center. Cameron Clark.
Create their own offense. You don't see that a lot on the collegiate level. Great start by the Sooners. A nice little bucket
Jordan Woodard did an excellent job in the second half. Get to the paint.
They missed his first 10 3-pointers yesterday.
But you know what? He made those last two, and that, I think, got him a little bit of a rhythm and talking about.
He's come out and be able to shoot the basketball at the collegiate level with confidence in this type of range.
A great shooter, and he's got 2 threes early. Clark answers.
Yes, I like that.
The transition from Michigan State, they do by kicking the ball ahead. And Oklahoma is more about beating you off the dribble, and they're a nice steal.
By time, kicks it to Dawson, and had it blocked. B.J. Bennett, the shot blocker, gets one early. Cameron Clark for 3. Yes, sir. He's got it.
Even though he's 6'10", when he's on the perimeter, he can be guarded by a guard. So they're going to have to make that adjustment, the Spartans here, moving forward.
Fast break points have been shocking as Cameron Clark lines it up. 3-pointer, he's got 9. All 3 made baskets from 3-point range. Cameron Clark. Michigan State had just 2 points in transition in the first half. Oklahoma actually had 9 fast break points. Michigan State relentless on the defensive end, locking down Oklahoma, who made just 1 of their last 12 field goal attempts as Clark goes strong with his first basket since coming back from the injury.
A little generally, a little lightly, though. You can tell.
Had cramping in both thighs. Cameron Clark knocks it down. 2:23 remaining. Appling picked up his 3rd foul early in the second half. He scored 15 points in 9 minutes since coming back. That's got a ball. And Cameron comes in transition. Dawson kept it alive. Here is Woodard. Cameron Clark. An easy one
for the Sooners in this game. They basically play 4 guards. Can they rebound with Seton Hall on the defensive end? That's going to be really important as this game progresses.
Cameron Clark, and he finds
deck. You get by your guy with an angle, he has to basically let you go, and you got to rely on team defense right now with the new rules.
Changes for Oklahoma. Spangler, Heald, Cousins will all take a seat. Woodard back on the floor with Hornby. And here's Cameron Clark just back in. Yeah, he can do that too. A 3-pointer for Brian Oliver.
Right on cue.
Yeah.
There's the offense from Brian Oliver. And Kevin Willard had him in the starting lineup, but he elected to come off the bench. He said he needed a guy that could provide some offense with that second unit.
Inside the Teague. This is something that Kevin Willard wants to see more of. Trying to get Teague involved in the offense a little bit.
And he said his guards is just not finding him. They found him on that play. Unfortunately, just rolled off.
Clark. Yes.
Trying to finish that.
All tied at 41. Spangler takes it away. Keeps it alive. Game clock down to 7. Sooners with time can take the lead going into the break as Clark goes to the basket and to the line for 11.
Only 2 made baskets, and there's your 3rd. And you tend to want to be able to score about 1.5 per shot. Exaggeration where he's getting 4 points per field goal attempt.
Woodard had nowhere to go with it. Cousins back in, 4 fouls with the ball. Cousins gave him a lot of offense in the first half. Here's Cameron Clark. He's fouled, and here's Woodard on the attack. Kicks it out. Buddy Heald. No, that would have been a big one. Clark with the rebound and puts it back. No foul. It goes to Clark, and it goes down. And Oklahoma.
One of the things that we learned the other night, though, Chad, against North Texas, is that this Sooner team's got to get back on defense.
Transition defense will be important as the freshman point guard Jordan Woodard at the controls. Spin by Cousins. Now Clark slashes. Little contact. Pitches right side. This is a 2 by Sack. An air ball. Jordan Woodard probes the top. Cam Clark rises and sticks the jump. Some Gaps on the baseline found by Idaho. 1913 Vandals. Clark, the shake and bake. The pull-up is good.
He's begin to fix is how we're defending people.
Shot clock is off. Sooners will hold for the final look here at the first half.
I would go right at the guys with the fouls. I would make them foul.
Clark rises and right
field on the floater. So Oklahoma just 1 for 4 in the early going. And that one high off the glass. For a moment, Coleman had a touch on it. And here comes Cam Clark. Oklahoma assertive. Right.
Got to have 2 people in the backcourt to pass it in, Bob.
Oh, look at the steal. Woodard. 3 on 2. Leaves it for Clark. Yes! The last 3, he's gotten shooters' rolls. And there's a loose ball picked up by Cousins. Another turnover, 16 by North Texas. Spot up deuce, around.
And you know, he's made an entire career out of that, apparently.
Good break of the pressure on a strong dribble by Jordan Woodard. You love to have a point guard like this, whose hands are on the ball when you have a lead late.
Sooners just need to play smart. They still need to look for opportunities on offense, but no quick shots, work the clock. And I like who has the ball right now.
Buddy Hield, 10 on the shot clock. 2 months from now and see how super it is. 89-77 Oklahoma. Buddy Hield clears it ahead for Woodard. Fought off for reaching from behind. Cameron Clark feeling it, and Cam has a
arm, but you know, that's what they're emphasizing this year, is call those little touch fouls out there. Nice.
Cameron Clark. There's Woodard. Inside Buddy Hield. Woodard to the corner for Cam Clark. Completely open left side. Cousins. Woodard. Cam Clark.
The basket for a basket right there. Good pass.
Cam Clark up strong with a second chance.
That's good foul.
Missed it, rolled off. Rebound Woodard. Came out to him at the free throw line. Man open left wing, Hornby. He'll kick it out. Cameron Clark for 3 in Oklahoma.